A man may die, nations may rise and fall, but an idea lives on. Those are the words of John F. Kennedy, our 35th president. And even though he died many years ago, his ideas still live on today. JFK was a decorated war hero who won the Pulitzer Prize and later became our 35th president. As our president, he saved countless lives during the Cuban Missile Crisis, stopping a full-scale war, fought for equal rights, and brought America into the space age. Even though we're good friends with Russia now, that wasn't always the case. In 1962, Russia sent boats carrying nuclear weapons to Cuba. Cuba was going to fire on America, and they could have destroyed Florida and more if JFK didn't think fast. So he sent more than 180 American ships for a blockade around Cuba. When the Russian fleet saw this, they turned and fled. I imagine the Russians saying something like, "Oh no." Without JFK's quick thinking, we might all live in an enormous crater, or worse. In the 60s, segregation was a big problem. Kennedy believed that everyone should be equal and free to go to the same schools or have the same jobs. In 1962, he sent the National Guard to James Meredith, a young black man who was trying to enroll at the University of Mississippi, an all-white school. Rioting had broken out, and the National Guard had to protect James. Kennedy was one of our first leaders to support civil rights. The work he began can still be seen today. As our technology progresses, so does space travel. Where did it all start? JFK. Kennedy loved space so much, he, as our president, gave a speech on how he would send man to the moon. Unfortunately, he never saw Neil Armstrong land on the moon because he had died nearly 6 years before. We won the space race because of JFK's passion for space and ultimate determination. Sadly, John Fitzgerald Kennedy's life and presidency were cut short because on November 22nd, 1963, he was assassinated by Lee Harvey Oswald. Ask your grandparents where they were when President Kennedy was shot. Maybe they can tell you. I know mine can. As you can see, JFK was a great man and president. Let me leave you with one last quote that I think we can all learn from. Ask not what your country can do for you, what you can do for your country.